Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. Welcome to the channel. If you're new and if you're coming back, thank you, subscribers. Try and stay with me for at least 2 minutes or longer if you can. All right, so we got some money saving tips today on various things. I have no planned out organization on this. It's just going to be random stuff, so try and stay till the end. All right. So one of the things we're going to talk about is lighting the grill burners when you need them. Think of your great gas grill as a stove, and you never want to turn all the burners on to boil pasta. So just use what you need when you're grilling. And unless you're always feeding a crowd, a smaller grill, 165, is likely to feed your household. So many of the small gas grills, and this is from Consumer Reports, and they usually are not biased. They usually do not get paid for their advertising. If you know differently, please let us all know. If you have any opinions on grill burners, I don't know how it works in other countries. Now, most of this stuff I'm speaking from primarily the United States. So large grills with unused burners take longer to heat, they waste propane, and they generate more greenhouse gases every time you cook. So that's one way of saving money. Now we're going to talk about the EVs, which are pretty popular right now, which is our plug-in hybrids. So we got one from Toyota that has one, and they are about $40,000 to $44,000, and they could save you about $7,000 in gas. And this is filmed in 2022, even with the rising costs of gas. The gas started rising here in 2022, and about as soon as that Ukraine war took over. Switching away from fossil fuels is almost always good for the environment and your bank account. So Kia Niro EV, a little bit cheaper, saves about $9,000, and these all look like SUVs, including a Mustang, which is normally a muscle car. They look like they switched over to be an SUV. Saves about $8,500. It's the same. Wow, it's like $43,000 to $62,000. Oh my goodness, this one they got advertised here must be 62 because it looks a little more sportier. So the Toyota RAV4 got the highest rating, and well, no, actually this one here, they're both the same rating. They both got an 88, and this one saves $9,000, and it's a little cheaper. Just a tad cheaper, though, not too much cheaper, but it looks like the fuel savings is just a tad better. So, if you're swapping out a gas stove for induction and plan to get an EV soon, get wired for both at the same time. You'll usually save a lot and doing it all in one appointment. So, for the charger here on these cars, you might want to get one that plugs into a 240 volt. More specifically, a NEMA 14-50 type. These are easier to replace than hardwired models and also portable. The electrician who handles the garage could also pre-wire a connection for the heat pump. And if you're swapping out a gas stove for induction, plan to get an EV soon and get wired for the same stuff at the same time, and it'll usually save you some money on a house visit. So, bigger jobs make in-demand electricians more likely to take your gig in the first place. The biggest investment of all is, of course, an EV, because this is about $40,000 overall on all of these. It's about $40,000. All right, so now getting away from the cars and EVs, we're going to go into organic food on a budget. All right. Are you going to save money? All right, of course, not necessarily. Red potatoes, $2.99 in organic. And the yellow crookneck squash is $2.49 organic, which is just a tad, it's about $1 higher. But in red potatoes, it is definitely not higher. So It just depends. So this is from the USDA. And brown eggs. So it just depends on what you want. What you definitely don't want is all these chemicals on your food. And some of these things do have chemicals and some do not. And it's better to pay a little more if you can. So brown eggs, a dozen, $4.09 organic, $3 conventional. Just remember that some of these chickens may be eating GMO food, and for conventional they would. Okay, butter, $7.02 organic. Wow. First of all, you really don't you need to cut back on the butter anyway, but it's twice as much on a butter for getting organic. All right, let's see what we can do here. Granny Smith apples, $7.99 for organic. Because organic products are usually more expensive, so less pricey stores that sell organic food. There are several ways to do this according to Consumer Reports here. They're suggesting that you go to the big box and discount stores like Aldi, which is true. You forgot Lidl. Lidl is another one in the U.S. I don't know about overseas or other countries. If you know of any overseas or in another country, please let us all know below. But over here in the U.S., we have Aldi, Costco, Sam's, and Lidl as some of our discount stores and our big warehouse stores. Now, the thing about organic food is it has fewer pesticides and it could be better for your body. So those are the things that we do not want those, and sometimes it's worth paying a little more for that. If you would like to live a little longer and see your children have grandchildren and such, you might want to get food that does not have a bunch of pesticides and chemicals all in it. You have to decide that for yourself. Is it worth your life, your health? It might save you 10 years of living. 100% organic means all ingredients are organic. Organic seal is from the USDA. And if it's made with organic ingredients, it means about 75% of the products or the ingredients are organic. So we're going to end the video after we finish talking about this. So if you want to tune out now and you're not interested in organic, you don't care, you already did enough of your own research, you can tune out. But I do appreciate everybody staying till the end. It helps my analytics a little bit. All right, is organic better for the environment? Well, sure it is, right? Because pesticides and fertilizer can damage the soil, pollute the water. It ends up in the water and even some of the fish. And growing numbers of farmers are now earning certifications, which are not federally regulated, and what's called regenerative farming, which is to stop soil erosion. Farmers are using a variety of methods, such as improving the soil by having the livestock massage nutrients into the land, which, when they graze, that's how they do it. So when it comes to farm animals, organic rules call for them to have a year-round outdoor access and be raised on organic land. This can cost the farmers a little more money, but they will make it up, and is one of the reasons why they charge a little more. So do animals receive any antibiotics? Generally, no, and that's what they consider organic. That means infections in animals and people that were usually easily cured may have the potential to become dangerous. So, a study published in JAMA Internal Medicine in 2020 reported a higher risk of dying from any cause, as well as cardiovascular disease in people. And some research suggests that children with greater exposure to some of these pesticides in this food. So you have to decide for you and your family whether it's worth spending an extra $1 or $2. Now, the Granny Smith eggs that were twice as much, I think you could get those cheaper at some of the warehouses or wherever, like we suggested. All right, so on our final note, Real Organic Project seal from the USDA. Foods must be grown in soil, not water, and the animals must graze in pastures and be outside with land that is not pesticides. A lot of you already know this. This is not a food channel, but we are trying to learn how to save money on buying better food. Natural has no meaning for most foods, so if you see that, it don't mean nothing. At least not here in the U.S. Now, I know parts of Ireland and all of them, they are already naturally, pasture raised and grazed and all that. So that it's not like it is here in the United States where we have to have all these seals, approvals, and to make sure that people are not lying to us. So that ends this video. Look for more money saving tips on some other videos. Thank you all for staying till the end.